We begin with breaking news.
And that breaking news is in Sacramento this morning, where we have learned there's been a deadly house explosion.
Yeah, it has happened in a neighborhood near South Oak Park, 39th Street, 14th Avenue. That's the intersection. KCRA 3's Mike DeSell joins us now live with the latest.
Yeah, and as you might imagine, a very active scene involving an explosion here on this street. Now, it's next to this house that you see right here. Joining me live right now is Justin Sylvia from the Sacramento Fire Department. And take us through what we know at this point in time happened here.
So our units were dispatched about 6:15 to a residential structure fire. At that point, there were multiple 911 callers reporting that there was an explosion. Once our crews got here, they noticed a very well-involved house. They wrote that house off to move on to start protecting the exposures that were next to it. Once all the fire did get knocked down, they found a deceased individual towards the front of the main fire building. At this point, our investigators are arriving on scene, and we're going to start a very intense investigation.
Now, big picture, I've been asked by multiple residents as well as a daycare across the street. Is there any ongoing threat or concern here to other properties?
Not at this time. PG&E was notified right away. They came out with their crew, isolated the gas lines to make sure that we didn't have any further explosions. But when our crews were here, there was additional explosions that were happening. So we don't know what caused those explosions, but we know for a fact there was an explosion. You can see roofing material from the house spread throughout. The neighbors' windows are blown out, so obvious signs of an explosion.
And I have to ask, just because it is, the rumor mill amongst residents here, that perhaps there was talk from the homeowner of that home that he was going to blow up his home. Have you heard those, and how seriously do you take that?
We take those very seriously. We have heard that throughout the morning, but those are things that once our investigators get on scene, they're going to start canvassing the neighborhood, asking people questions, and just building that story to actually what happened this morning.
And then the last thing, moving forward, what's going to be happening now, and how long can people expect this scene to remain active?
Anytime we have a fatality with a fire, that just extends our investigation. So we're going to be out here, I'd say, for at least 4 to 6 hours as we kind of comb through some evidence.
But most of the activity is part of the investigation, not because there's any lingering threat at this point.
We're just working on a few hot spots. You can see just a small column of smoke in the backyard. Crews are working on a full extinguishment, but we don't want to hinder the investigation either. So we got to be very careful where we're putting crews so they're not destroying evidence.
Thanks again, Justin, for making sure we have all that information that we can have. And again, we remain with an active scene because that investigation now into a fatality going to be taking over once those hot spots are taken care of. Sacramento Police Department here along with those Sacramento fire arson investigators. That's your live look at the scene here on 39th Street. I'm Mike DeSell, KCRA 3 News.
Now, Mike, you mentioned a daycare across the street. Are parents still able to drop their children off?
Yeah, and let's be clear here, Brandy. This is something that is actually more like a block and a half away. They approached us asking these questions, and so we were directing them to the Sacramento Police Department. But yeah, they were close enough that they felt this. But keep in mind, we did speak with one woman who lives roughly 3 blocks away, and she felt it in her own house when she heard it. So this is something a lot of people talking about. And then again, if we can look over there, the gentleman there in the middle with the sunglasses, he was one of the first people we talked to. He captured some of the video of the aftermath. He lives directly next door. He is one of those neighbors that first told us that he had talked to his neighbor, and that was something they actually had talked about in the past, that the neighbor was upset about some of the ways he was being treated. According to the neighbor, it was because of things the city was doing. Don't really know the context of that, but he did say his neighbor suggested he might just blow his house up one day. So that's where the genesis of that is. How seriously or how definite that was as part of this, that remains to be seen as part of this investigation, but that's kind of where that comes from.
Yeah, Mike, it was critical that you asked Justin Sylvia with Sacramento Fire that question, because that's something that we know when they talk to witnesses, they'll be asking folks who live in the neighborhood if they heard something like that, and of course that will end up probably being part of their investigation.
Yeah, indeed. And again, obviously a tragic situation here, but getting a lot of attention from a lot of people because that explosion could be felt by so many. Some in their homes, others said they were in their car when they felt it shake their car. So definitely got a lot of people's attention in this neighborhood. Melanie, Brandy.
For sure, and I'm sure very, very frightening for them as well. Mike, we'll continue to check with you this morning and get the latest details as it develops there on this breaking news. And folks at home, you can stay connected to KCRA3 by downloading the free KCRA3 app. Make sure you turn on push alerts to get the very latest, even when we're not live on air.